What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Orden Ogan. Yes, indeed, how about that? Orden Ogan making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Samir Nitch, and Samir Nitch wanted to see me react to this. It is Orden Ogan with a tune called Gunman.
I got a guy.
What's his name?
Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold everything, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We did have a slight problem with this. The original link that Samir gave me, unfortunately, won't work anymore because that entire channel has been terminated, probably for copyright, more than likely. So, unfortunately, I can't use the link that Samir gave me. However, I was able to find another link. It is a live performance. I decided to kind of roll the dice on this and do a live show, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully everything turns out well. The original video, I'm not going to even bother posting it because, like I said, the entire channel's been terminated. But this video that I found to replace it was posted by Summer Breeze, and the video has 34,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Orden Ogan live at Summer Breeze 2022 full set. Yeah, this is a full show. I was supposed to start at 23:58, which is right, we're right here. And I am supposed to stop at 29:12. So we'll see how that goes. You know how I am. Sometimes I hit that mark, sometimes I don't. We'll see how today goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Freunde, zeigt mir eure Fäuste, wie Fäuste nach oben. Da wo Orden Ogan herkommt, feiert man Heavy Metal so. Ey, 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 ey.
Okay, we already got the crowd interaction going. That's good.
Kann doch nicht hören.
Looks like it's raining out there. Okay. Bye, Planet Tom Mariah.
Bell, and boots and bullet shells. I have become a
I like it. I like this. I like where this is going. D. Yeah, we're in D, I think. No, actually, hold on. No, we're not in D, we're in C sharp. My bad, we're in C sharp. Okay, that's cool. Hey, it still works. I like the chordal progression. There's some really interesting things happening. The root, first of all, we got that gallop feel happening, which is really nice. It's really helping to add some drive to the song for sure. Creating a really nice feel too. Transitioning to the 6, and then from the flat 6, going to the natural 2, to the flat 3, to the 2, to the root again. 6 to the 2. You don't hear that too often. But it isn't that way all the time, though. I heard them do it once, and it really caught my attention. But I've also heard them go 6 to 7 to root again. That's a little more traditional. That's one of those routes that are normally taken. But the 6 to the 2, that was cool. I dug it. I absolutely dug it. Vocally, everything sounds good. I see the lead vocalist singing, and I can hear him singing clear as day. The guitar player, I see on the mic, it looks like he's singing, but I don't hear him worth a dang. Now, it is raining. We may be having some technical issues with the wiring and whatnot, so I'm not mad. I'm not upset about it. I mean, I'm not blaming the guy for not trying to do his job. I mean, clearly he's trying, so just wish we could hear him. Couldn't help but notice, I think that's the Tom Araya signature model. I think it is. I may be wrong about that, but it does look like the right body shape. Love that 5-string. Very nice. Bass players, gotta love it. I love the feel of the song, that the direction changes as far as the chordal progression goes. It flows very well. The play with feel, straight time and halftime, loving that. On the halftime gets very heavy, but when it goes to the double time, it doesn't lighten up. It stays heavy. It just, because of the halftime feel, it does feel heavier by default. Now, I'm liking this. I'm definitely liking this. Let's see where this goes here. I'm really curious.
When shadows hide at high noon, I kneel down by a tombstone, and from the earth she rises to pass a sight to you. You will beg for forgiveness, I'll make you bleed and confess. Find absolution with a bullet in your head. I'll find you, I'll hunt you down, I'll be your final nightmare. I am I bring salvation on these days. Here comes you know that vengeance is my name.
Nice chunky. Didn't we have the camera on the guy doing the guitar solo?
Ich glaube, das geht lauter Summer Breeze. Hey, 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 hey.
couple things I want to point out as far as the live show goes. They've checked off every box except one. They've got the stage presence. They've got the stage energy. They're moving around quite a bit. The showmanship is there. Production, even to some extent, is there. I mean, their outfits are pretty over the top, especially the lead vocalist. I think The Undertaker may have worn that to the ring for some WrestleMania. I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely eye-grabbing, that without question. The crowd interaction is there. The stage energy is there. The one thing that's missing, the one thing I haven't seen yet, is stage interaction. Now, is stage interaction a big deal? It is, but it's not as big of a deal as crowd interaction. Crowd interaction, to me, is the most important, and they check that box. Stage energy would be second most important. The third most important would be stage presence, and then stage interaction, I guess, would be like fourth most important thing. It's not terribly important. It's not like a make or break thing, but at the same time, I do like to see it in live shows. Now, maybe during the course of the show, they did it in other songs. Maybe this is just the one song where they didn't do it. It's very possible. Will that be the be-all, end-all of them? No. Like I said, the most important one to me is crowd interaction, and they've done it several times. They didn't just do it once. They've done it this is like the third time now I've seen them do it, so I got no issue with it. Let's finish this out, and we'll get to the review. I think that'd be probably the best thing to do.
I'll be your final nightmare. I bring salvation on this day. Here comes you know that vengeance is my fate.
Boy, they're into it, aren't they? I'm sorry, I just gotta point these two out. Man, or these three. These three ladies up here at the front, boy, are they into it. They are buying everything he's selling. Everything he's selling. They're just going like, take my money, I will buy your entire stock. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love fans like that. I do. When we play live and we got fans that are like singing along with every single song, they know every single word. I love fans like that. I really do. They're into it. They're passionate about it. They love it. And as a performer on stage, when we see fans like that, it just motivates us even more. It just makes us feel really good about what we're doing and how well we're doing it. And it makes us want to go even harder. It makes us want to try even more to put on the even a better show than we possibly normally do. You know, it's funny how fans can motivate bands. It's funny how bands can motivate fans. It goes both ways, folks. Believe me when I say this. Your efforts, like these ladies' efforts right here, they're not going to waste. I promise you. I can guarantee you that members of the bands are seeing this and they're like, oh, they're into it. They love what we're doing. All right, let's give them even more. So, love that. I love seeing that. Sorry, I just had to bring that up. Really wish we could hear those big guitar players singing.
Vengeance is my fate.
Nice. Hey, 2912. Perfect. I stuck right on time. Okay. I got the gist. I got the idea. Yeah. Not honestly, there's not a lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the reaction. So we may have a short review here. We might. We just might. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. folks. That was Orden Ogan with a tune called Gunman. This was a request from Samir Niech. All right. Yeah, I thought about it, and there's really not a whole lot to talk about that I didn't talk about during the course of the reaction. So we're going to hit some bullet points, and we're going to call it a day. So let's get started here with the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.5. Yep, 7.5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.5. What does that mean? Well, a 7.5 would translate to a really good skill rating. So overall, I think this was a really good performance. It would get 4 to 5 stars and a B+ letter grade. So there you go. A 7.5, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Ha ha! So glad you asked. Okay. The song, the song writing, it's not overly complicated. It's pretty simple to follow along with. There's some interesting things that happen in there, things that don't normally happen. Like I was talking about, the progression from the root down to the minor 6. Now, sometimes, usually, they would go to the 7, or, they would progress to the 5 and then make their way down. And things that they would normally do, things that bands would typically do with that going to the minor 6 as a to transition into the next part. Now, here's the thing. A couple of times, I heard them go root, start on the root, down to the 6, down to the major 2, to the flat 3, back to the 2 again, and then return to the root. The flat 6 to the major 2. You don't see that happen very often. It's a little unusual, but here's the thing. Did it sound bad? No, it actually sounded really good. I wish more bands would do that. By going to the natural 2 from the flat 6, you create, and whether you're aware of it or not, whether you mean to do it or not, it's irrelevant, but that integer jump from the flat 6 to the major 2, it is a major 3rd jump. So it's really interesting to go from because you're from the root to the minor 6, that's a major 3rd, and then from the root to the minor 6, that's a major 3rd integer. From the minor 6 to the major 2, that the natural 2, that's another major 3rd integer. So you're making all these major 3rd integers, but then you go the flat 2 to the 2 to the 1 again to resolve. It sounded really good. I got no problem with it. It's just, it's the road less traveled. And it's interesting because it sounds really nice. And I wish more bands would take, those type of routes where as long as it sounds good, and as long as it makes sense, and it does make sense, absolutely. It's just a little unusual. As far as the instrumentation goes, guitars sounded really nice, very chunky. I love the chunking. From the rhythm guitar player. Got a great tone for it, especially in an outdoor performance. It sounded really clean, really tight. I dug everything the guitar players did. Guitar solo sounded nice, nothing overly complex, but everything you did fit within the confines and the realms of the song. So it definitely added to the song overall. The bass, I could hear the bass. I could actually hear the bass, especially when they were doing the gallop feel. They were doing that gallop feel. I could hear him clear as day. I liked it. I actually liked it. In an outdoor setting, it's not always easy to get a good mix on the bass player. Now, there's a very good possibility that the audio that we heard was coming directly from the board. More than likely, that's what happened. But we still heard him loud and clear, so I got no issues with it. Drumming was nice. I liked everything the drummer was doing. It was solid drumming across the board. I love his ability to switch between the straight time and the half time. We never went to double time. But that's okay. We don't need to go to double time. We don't need to cover all 3. The 2 that we covered, the straight time and the double and the halftime, were really all the song needed. Love the halftime feel. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the straight time feel. I did. gave it a definite energy and drive, but for some reason, then that halftime feel just felt extra heavy to me. So, dug that. Vocally, the lead vocalist are really nice. I think his vocals fit just fine with the style of the song. The backing vocals, I really wish we could have heard them. I don't know what happened there. Some sort of a technical issue would be my guess. It was raining, so my guess is we were having some, cable issues of some kind, or maybe the junction box was getting wet, shorting out. I don't know, but something happened with the backing vocals. We couldn't hear them, but that's all right. I saw the guitar players trying though. They were on the mic and they were definitely, trying to do the best they could under the circumstances. Playing in the rain is always weird. So I mean, I don't mind it. I'm fine with it. I don't mind getting a little wet, but at the same time, it does, electrical, components and water don't always mix very well. I would give the song as a whole, on its own, if I were just to listen to the song, I would probably give it somewhere, I don't know, probably like about a 7.2. Yeah, that sounds about right. 7.1, 7.2, somewhere in there. So why am I giving this a 7.5? I have said this time and time again on the channel. If you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you know what I'm going to say. So say it with me.
Sing it out one time.
A live performance can help your score or it can hurt your score. In this case, it helped. It helped quite a bit, actually. Going down the checklist, let's see. Stage presence, check. They didn't look like roadies wandering around the stage looking for their roll of gaffer's tape. No, they looked like rock stars. They acted like rock stars. So I'll absolutely give them that without question. Stage energy, check. A lot of it, quite a bit of it. And not just from the lead vocalist. The guitar players and the bassists were all moving around the stage. They would move, then they would stop and they would play. Then they would move, then they would stop and they would play. Then they would move again. I saw them move in unison probably a good 4 or 5 times. So they were moving constantly. I was really happy to see that. It constantly created that stage energy. They kept coming back and resharpening the song. Stage interaction. Unfortunately, no, that does not get a checkbox. That is a big fat 0. That unfortunately did not happen in this particular song. Now, there may have been other songs during the course of the entire concert where they did interact with each other. It's very possible. But in this one particular song, which is all I'm basing my reaction on, they did not. So that's unfortunate. I wish we had seen that, but that's all right. It's not a huge deal. The big one, crowd interaction, check. Right from the get-go, check. And what was really nice is they kept coming back, just like they did with the stage energy. They kept coming back and resharpening the song. It's not like some of these bands where the vocalist comes out, they interact with the crowd one time for a grand total of 5 seconds, and that's it. No, they kept coming back to the crowd. And it wasn't just the lead vocalist. I saw the guitarists, both guitarists interacting with the crowd, pointing into the crowd, motioning to the crowd. So it wasn't just the lead vocalist. Everybody on stage that could was able to. And I absolutely saw that, and I appreciated the effort to put in the best show they possibly can do. Speaking of which, showmanship. I'm going to give it a check. It wasn't the best showmanship, but the combination of stage movement, the coming up to the front of the stage, I loved how they would always put their foot up on the monitors. That's a very cliche thing to do, but it looked good, especially when all 3 of them were doing it as far as the vocalists go. I think there was even one time, not the vocalists, the instrumentalists, the 2 guitar players and the bass player. I think there was actually one time in the video that I saw all 4 members of the front do it at the exact same time. And I was like, there you go. It almost looked like it was planned. It almost looked like it was blocking. So, no, it looked good. So I'll give them the nod for that. Production. I am going to give it a check. Now, here's the thing. There was no pyro, there was no cryo, there was no lasers, there was no squibs, there was there was no flash pots, nothing of the sort. Number 1, they're playing outdoors. Number 2, they're playing outdoors in the daytime. Number 3, they're playing outdoors in the daytime during a rainstorm. It's probably not going to happen as far as production goes, as far as visuals. But I will say the lead vocalist, his outfit, I mean, outfits, if you're going to count an outfit as production. It's got to be kind of over the top. Let's be honest here. The lead vocalist outfit, it was a little over the top. I liked it though. I think it looked good. And I think it fit the motif of the song and the style of music. So I got no issue with it. I'm giving it praise. So yeah, I'm going to give it a check mark. So you take all these things, you add them together, and this is how we boost that score up from, like I said, about the 7.1 to 7.2 range, all the way up to a 7.5. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.5, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later, peace.